Again, Malachy Malloy is there. John Troy is underneath it. Owen Colgan. So too is Seamus McMullen. Back to Paul Humpy McKellen. It's a great ball, a testing one for the goalkeeper. And this one, he passes with style. Back down towards Brian Wheelahan. Chasing after him is John McIntosh. And again it's Owen Colgan. Playing a blinder at full-back. John Ryan now seems to be back in, and the big full-back from Ballycastle. And still unable to make any inroads. Owen Colgan seems to have picked up an injury, indeed going for that ball, and that's what Seamus McMullen is indicating to the referee. And he has picked up a head injury there. And the referee has now halted play just for the moment. Owen Colgan has been very prominent in this year's Ulster Championship, and with Ronan Donnelly and Frankie McMullen have formed quite a formidable full back line. So Owen seems to be fine, and the free will be taken by Seamus McMullen. And this is where the puck fodder contestant is telling his forwards, move all the way in. He's going for glory here, over the bar or dropping it in. It's landing a little bit short. It's loose, gathered by Gregory O'Kane. Not gathered, however, by Big Jack Carson. And Johnny Pilkington lashes it down the middle towards Michael Dignan. Goal scorer for Offaly, in case you've just joined us. Ronan Donnelly. Back to Seamus McMullen. John McIntosh getting away from the challenge of Kevin Martin. Again McIntosh, stylish, and finally finds the goalpost for his first point in Croke Park. John McIntosh from deep in the heart of the Glens, still an under-21 this year. As Antrim manager Sean McGuinness must be quite happy that he's very much in this game. Nicely picked up by Colm Cassidy. Over towards Joe Dooley, who is getting away from his marker rather too easily from an Antrim viewpoint, but not finding the goalpost this time. The umpire quite adamant. Offaly dugout there, looking on quite at ease so far. This is Hubert Rigney pulling it first time. Back out towards Johnny Pilkington. Oh, Billy Dooley, superb as usual. To Colm Cassidy. Gets away from Kieran Kelly. Dropping a ball in, and well gathered. Antrim defence at times have conceded easy scores. Dare I say it, here's John Troy. And that's a point. This seems to be an ailment that Antrim teams for years have had. Doing so well, and then the Antrim full back line, or indeed their Antrim defence, concede an easy score. This time it was Frankie McMullen that gave the ball away, and John Troy so easily could have rattled the net. Some chopping there by an Antrim player, a free for Offaly. And indeed, as you might be just joining us, let me tell you, in the Minor Hurling Championship quarter-final, Galway won by just 1 point, defeating Clare 2-8, 112 rather to 2-8. And that goes over the bar. Good point by Brian Whelan, his second of the match. Offaly leading by 3. Big Jack Carson couldn't reach it. Falls nicely from Malachy Malloy. Sending it in, dangerous one, but really of no great concern to Stephen Byrne. This is young Simon Wheelahan coming on for his brother Barry, who met a man on the day that was in great form. A man called Charlie Carter in the Leinster final. Batted down by Malachy Malloy. Hubert Rigney in support, Brian Wheelahan. Again their feed Joe Dooley. Quite evident that he has the beating of this Antrim cover. Again Dooley gets in the hook, keeps the pressure on. Owen Colgan, he's the main man in this Antrim defence, doing very well at full-back. Seamus McMullen, older brother of the left cornerback Frankie McMullen. Ball hopping kindly for Malachy Malloy, manages to get it up for his McIntosh again. Using too much of the hurley really. A shorter grip might be a greater advantage to him. He's easily blocked down. Here's Gregory O'Kane. Hand passes it in really to nobody, but it manages to get to a colleague. Ali Elliott giving it back to McIntosh, and McIntosh again sends it wide. We now have 7 wides gathered together in this first half. Let's go straight down to the sideline.
Some more changes on the Offaly side, Marty. Michael Bond, the manager, has moved Michael Dignan, not for the first time this year, into midfield, where he's partnering Johnny Pilkington at the moment. Colin Cassidy goes to Dignan's old position on the half-forward line.
Here's a good ball by Malachy Malloy. Gregory O'Kane. He's quite dangerous near goal, just a little bit too far out, but even from there he can find the target. Gregory O'Kane's first point here at Croke Park. By no means his first for Antrim in this year's championship. Gregory O'Kane facing Kevin Keenahan, and Keenahan this time just perhaps giving him a little bit too much room. So Antrim stay in touch. 23 minutes gone now in this first half. Good pull by Hubert Rigney, added to by John Ryan, up to Joe Dooley. John tries inside, Dooley with ease sends it over the bar. If Offaly keep feeding Joe Dooley, he has the beating of the 2 Antrim defenders. They started with Donnelly, then Frankie McMullen, and they do have a problem there. Well gathered by John Carson, out towards Paul McKillen, half blocked down by Kevin Martin. Comes to Frankie McMullen, winning this particular tussle with Joe Dooley. Michael Dignan, now, as Kieran said earlier, operating midfield. Great catch to Billy Dooley. On inside was John Ryan, and an easy interception by Frankie McMullen. Brian Wheelahan again. Antrim stay with it. Not exactly dominating. To Gary O'Kane. Slight doubt about him during the week. Picked up an ankle injury, but seems to be playing and performing quite well. Kevin Martin. Switching play over towards Colin Cassidy, who's now at right half forward. Gary O'Kane again. This is the sweeping centre-back style that he has developed. Down towards Gregory O'Kane and Kevin Keenahan. Ali Elliott can't get there. Kevin Martin does. Johnny Pilkington. Easily intercepted by Seamus McMullen. Straight down the middle. Puck's not going very far, the ball. Referee saying to the centre half forward, Colin McGuckian, you did chop down on the Offaly man. So it's a free for Offaly. And as we wait for this free to be taken, let's join Kieran Malooly again.
Yet more changes on the Offaly side, Marty. John Troy's gone full forward. John Ryan to replace him on the half forward line at centre forward. Brian Wheelahan.
Dropping this one in. And there's a foul on the Antrim man, but play continues on. Pulled on by Frankie McMullen, comes to Joe Dooley, and that too is sent wide for Offaly's second wide. Well added to by Johnny Pilkington. John Ryan at centre forward. The referee had spotted a foul by Killian Farrell on Seamus McMullen, so that's going to be a free for Antrim. Virtually dead smack in the middle of the pitch. Antrim manager Sean McGuinness just coming in to check his player is okay. As you can see, lots of blue and white as Waterford people have travelled in their thousands here to Croke Park to support their team in the All-Ireland quarter-final against Galway, which you can see here live, of course, on RT television. This time it's the full forward Gregory O'Kane that's going to take this free just inside the Offaly 65. Hits it well, hits it over the bar. Antrim stay in touch. They may be under pressure at times, but they're by no means depleted, either in terms of their scoring or in terms of their confidence. It remains 2 points, the difference, with 27.5 minutes now played. Jack Carson, Kevin Martin, Gregory O'Kane, Gary O'Kane, Johnny Pilkington scooping it forward past Kevin Martin, and Kevin got a belt there, but really I think that was more accidental than anything else. The referee John O'Donnell just confirming that, and Kevin is fine. Here it is again. Here was the high hurley there, just coming in there as the Antrim man was falling. Brian Wheelahan gone over to the far over side to take this free. And this time it's just inside the Antrim 65. Goalkeeper Elliott drops it, and that's going to be a free out. A chop down, says the match referee. John Troy was asking why, and he indicated that it was a pull on the goalkeeper. Shane Elliott went up for this ball, as you can see here, and the ball dropped, and there was a pull there seemingly by John Troy, and if that was a pull, well then it wasn't a very big one, I can assure you. So a lucky free for Antrim. Kevin Martin, well hooked, Ali Elliott, chance here of a point, drops it in, and Stephen Byrne taking no chances, batting it down with a hurley and then clearing it. Back towards Gary O'Kane, pumping another high ball in, but this time again very much inaccurate. This is Stephen Byrne's save coming up, as again Ali Elliott was testing him out. Byrne took no chances, good control. Breaking ball, Paul McKillen, Malachy Malloy half-heartedly, Gary O'Kane full-bloodedly, down towards Gregory O'Kane. Back there helping out is Simon Wheelahan. It's a good intelligent ball as well. Over towards Michael Dyke. Sending it in towards John Troy, trying to curb the dominance of Owen Colgan. Billy Dooley sneaking it in towards John Troy, and the referee has blown his whistle, and for a foul on John Troy, it's going to be a free for the faithful boys. So let's just hop down to the sideline again, and Kieran Malooly.
He may be new to inter-county management, Marty, but Michael Bond is beginning to show us how he operates. 5 of the 6 Offaly forwards are now playing in different positions from the ones they held at the beginning of the game. The latest change, Killian Farrell's gone right corner forward, Billy Dooley's taken his position on the half-forward line.
John Troy taps it over the bar. So 3 points between the teams. Not exactly what you would expect in an All-Ireland quarter-final. It's hurling, but by no means championship passion that you would expect. Maybe Michael Dignan can do something here. Beat Joe Dooley. The foul is by Joe Dooley on Frankie McMullen. That's going to be a free out for Antrim. Seamus McMullen giving it everything. A lot of crowding around the Offaly half-back line. Ali Elliott feeding it outside towards Paul McKillen. Goes for the goal and well saved by Stephen Byrne. And that will do his confidence the world of good. Brian Wheelahan finishes it off, and for once in this All-Ireland quarter-final, the crowd respond in Croke Park. Johnny Pilkington pumping it in, hopping it in front of the Antrim goalkeeper Shane Elliott. And he, like his colleague at the other end, Stephen Byrne, did well. John McIntosh, Ali Elliott to Malachy Beloy. Back to Ali, doing a lot of hard work. Great blocking down by Simon Wheelahan. In fact, it was the Wheelahan brothers. It was Simon that came away with it. Joe Dooley giving it to John Ryan. Given a little bit of room by Gary O'Kane, sending it in and over the bar. Good point by John Ryan. And that is his first point in this quarter-final. Good ball inside to John Ryan. The pass was good, and the execution of the point was equally. Hubert Rigney underneath it. Back to full fitness now. Calling for it was Michael Dignan. John Troy feeding it in low towards the full forward, obviously trying to deprive Owen Colgan of his dominance. And Killian Farrell will send that wide.
No, Johnny, no.
Just a minute and a half now to the half-time whistle. Well pulled on by Jack Carson. That's going to be a line ball for Antrim. For a chop down again by John Carson. No question, says the referee. Free for Offaly. Kevin Martin is the free taker. Couldn't really get behind it. Can Antrim get a score before half-time? Reduce the fateful lead. Good ball, testing ball. Knocked down, it's there for the Antrim forwards, cleared away. Brian Wheelahan showing some nice skill, makes room where another player would have found it difficult to create. Just flicked it backwards for himself. Quick ball inside towards Joe Dooley. Good defending, however, by Antrim. Frankie McMullen again in control. Michael Dignan. That switch between himself and Colm Cassidy halfway through this first half seemed to have worked well. Seamus McMullen again telling his forwards to get in around the Offaly goal mouth. Michael Bond in the background there, the new Offaly manager. It's a good ball, but it's carrying a little bit too much weight perhaps. Up, Antrim have it. Colin McGuckian sending it across. Can they get a goal here before half-time? Ali Elliott. And again, the Offaly defence pushed them out. Brian Wheelahan left it behind it, but Kevin Keenan is there to clear the danger. Billy Dooley colliding with Ronan Donnelly. Killian Farrell switching wings with Colm Cassidy. Again they feed Joe Dooley, nicely picked up. Didn't get behind it, but flipped it over the bar for Joe Dooley's third point of this match. Increases Offaly's lead now to 5 points. From danger at one end to a point at the other. It could well be the story of the first half, with Offaly having the ability always to take their chances. Michael Dignan again feeding it in, but this time just a little bit too strong. So just a minute and a half of injury time now played. Not indeed very much to talk about. A lacklustre first half, with 2 goals at least to analyse at half-time. The referee indeed blows the half-time whistle as Offaly and Antrim go in. A goal by Michael Dignan seemed to set Offaly on the way with a great confidence booster, and then a lucky goal by Ali Elliott, the Antrim captain, gave Antrim a lifeline. Plenty to talk about, much analysis coming up after this commercial break. Change their radar because it isn't working so far. Yet another wide for John McIntosh. Total of 9 wides now for Antrim in this game. Seamus McMullen again. Trying to get it out for us Gary O'Kane, but instead found the sideline. Line ball for Offaly. Johnny being very precise exactly where he was putting the slither. Got a nice lump of grass underneath it and cut it in well. Billy Dooley. And here comes Ronan Donnelly, Ballycastle. McIntosh feeding it low towards Gregory O'Kane. Well picked up, feeding Kevin Keenan, who's held. Referee allows him the advantage. Here's Gregory with a shot for Stephen Byrne, who again uses the hurley to bat it down and then delivers a good clearance. Referee maintaining that McIntosh was being fouled by Michael Dignan, so it's a free for Antrim and a chance perhaps to reduce Offaly's lead to 4 points. Gregory O'Kane, top scorer for the Antrim boys, with a goal and 23 points coming into this match. Dropping this one in and over the bar. And he's scored 3 points in this game, giving him a total of a goal and 26 for Antrim so far. But it's 4 points deficit now for Antrim. Nicely batted down for Johnny Pilkington. He too sends it wide. That's Offaly's 5th. Big John Carson goes up but doesn't gather it. Gets the rebound. Martin Hanamy and Ali Elliott clash. Here's Ali, great block down again by Brian Wheelahan. Martin Hanamy is there for the loose ball. Down towards John Troy. Holding off the challenge. This is Killian Farrell, great block down. Comes back to John Ryan, who gets in his shot despite the best efforts of Seamus McMullen and Gary O'Kane. And John Ryan gets his 2nd point of the match. Now operating at centre half forward. Interesting to see that Billy Dooley is now at left half forward, Killian Farrell at right corner forward. There's young Simon Wheelahan. Owen Colgan leaves it behind him. He's there again though. This is Killian Farrell trying to make a reputation for himself. That's a good run. Here comes the challenge, but here goes the point. Killian Farrell's first score in this All-Ireland Championship quarter-final. And first point for Killian Farrell. Good run here. He was about to be challenged heavily, but he managed to get the hurley to strike the sliotar. What's the scoreline now? As Offaly seem to sneak in front without ever being that impressive. Good sideline ball by Simon Wheelahan. And referee claims that the Offaly man was taking too many steps. That's going to be a free out. Seamus McMullen again. Up towards Paul McKillen. Ryan Wheelhan unusually not striking it perfectly. Malachy Malloy. That's a good ball to his midfield partner. Great block down by Simon Wheelahan. Brian Wheelahan and Hubert Rigney finally relieve the pressure. Big Jack Carson sending in a ball which is going to go harmlessly wide for Antrim's 10th wide of the match. It's a fine puck out by Stephen Byrne and superbly gathered by Gary O'Kane. Felt the swinging hurley from John Ryan. And once again it's Mushy McMullen with this free. Dropping a little bit short, but it runs on kindly for Gregory O'Kane. Gets away from Kevin Keenan. Wonderful block down again by Mark Hanemy. With left-handed Kitho curler, working hard, still at it. Not a good clearance from Hanemy, unusually. Antrim still have it. Ali Elliott feeding. Colin McGuckian, well hooked. Billy Dooley giving it to Michael Dignan. Picked it right half forward, a corner forward, but operating now almost in a defensive role. Here's John Ryan getting away from Owen Colgan. Good run by Ryan. Colgan is cut for legs, he passes it inside, here's a chance of a goal. And it's gone over the bar for Killian Farrell's second point of the match. Great run though by John Ryan, the creator of this point. It looked for one moment it would be a green flag rather than a white flag would be raised. Killian Farrell showed nice balance and control. Another free for Offaly. And again it's Brian Wheelahan. Hitting it well. And hitting it straight over the bar. Brian Wheelahan's third point of the match. Not alone a defender, but a scorer as well. This is Michael Dignan kicking it forward. Colin Cassidy leaves it behind him, and so too does Ronan Donnelly, and that's going to be a free for Offaly for touching the ball on the ground. top scorer for Offaly in this year's championship is this man, John Troy, with 2 goals and 19 points out of 3 games. He scored 2 points in this match, going for his 3rd, and he sends it wide. Breaking ball. Hubert Rigney is back there to sweep. So too is his opposite number, Gary O'Kane. Intended hand pass blocked by Johnny Pilkington. Again, Hubert Rigney gets a hurley to it. Martin Hannamy sends it a wonderful pass to Johnny Pilkington, who finishes the move, but drops it in towards goalkeeper Shane Elliott. This is Kieran Kelly and Michael Dignan for Offaly. Nicely intercepted by Malachy Malloy. Up towards Gregory O'Kane. Good control by O'Kane. Flicking it on nicely for Liam Richmond. Ali Elliott trying to get away from Martin Hannamy. Still Ali Elliott. Back towards Gregory O'Kane with a shot and a point. Good play by Antrim. 4 points now in this match for Gregory O'Kane. Referee is holding play up as there is now going to be a substitution, and it looks like it's going to be Cookie Cullum McGuckian that's going off as Antrim introduce a substitute, Sean Paul McKillop. So Sean Paul is in, and going off is the centre half forward. Kevin Keenahan's ball drops down towards John Ryan, and that is gone wide. Offaly's 7th wide of the match. Well hooked, Simon Wheelahan. Hubert Rigney deflecting off an Offaly man. This is Simon Wheelahan, now in wing forward territory. Gets in a good clearance. Knocked away. Good defending of Cullum Cassidy. Has a goal which is going over the bar for Cullum Cassidy's first point of this match. .113 now to 1-5. John Carson is being pulled back by Hubert Rigney, who continue to enjoy each other's company, and now they're still at it, and that has entertained the crowd just a little bit here at Croke Park. Meanwhile, outside the Offaly 45, now referee Johnny MacDonald. There's a bit of a party pooper between Carson and Rigney, just telling them to cut out the nonsense. Meanwhile, just outside the Offaly 45. It's free for Gregory O'Kane and a point. They're still in the match, but you just feel that Offaly will retain control. Antrim just about there. If you didn't know it was an All-Ireland hurling quarter-final, you think it was a league match in November. By no means exciting the crowd here at Croke Park. Mind you, with the weather we've been having in Ireland, it's almost like November. Gary O'Kane. That's a good ball. Kevin Keenahan wants his goalkeeper to come out. Stephen Byrne does, but leaves it behind him. And Kevin Keenahan has to be there. Giving it over towards Brian Wheelahan. Simon Wheelahan thought it was coming to him. Big brother Brian comes in. It's half blocked down. An angled shot by corner forward Liam Richmond is sent wide. Sean McGuinness, I think, was giving out to his corner forward for not playing it a little bit more. Goalkeeper Stephen Byrne, who's just been a little bit jittery at times, couldn't control it here. Kevin Keenahan had to come in. Comes down towards Paul McKillen, Gary O'Kane, Kevin Keenan again, read the danger well. Michael Dignan, still in midfield, coming out towards Brian Wheelahan. John Ryan, showing his football ability. Billy Dooley, good point. Wise man, experienced player, didn't go for glory here, just went for the point. Means now that all 6 Offaly forwards have scored. Here's the scoreline. Just almost 49 and a half minutes played altogether.
Hold him.
Good ball up towards Sean Paul McKillop. Stephen Byrne almost misjudged it, and he has to be satisfied to deflect it over the bar. I've seen Stephen Byrne play in the Leinster Championship this year, and he was soundness personified. He's not really, bar that error in the first half, but here there just seemed to be an error of judgment. The floating ball seemed to cause him problems. It's the first time really that Stephen has looked a little bit shaky in this championship season. But by all means, he's a goalkeeper that has made quite a reputation for himself this year. Joe Dooley now, switching wings, but still scored. 4 points for him. And Antrim now have a big problem, trailing by 8 points. Kevin Martin did well to retain possession, and then a bit frustrated, I think, just hit the ball in towards Jackie Carson. Referee is checking that Kevin is okay, and I'm sure he's going to allow the free. Again, it's Brian Wheelahan that's going to take this free. 16 minutes gone now in this second half. Wheelahan hits it well, but hits it inaccurately. So still 8 points the difference, as Offaly are thinking about introducing another substitution. The referee has halted play while that in fact happens, and they're taking off Colm Cassidy, and that could be Darren Hannafy that's coming on. And that is Gary Hannafy, in fact, that is on, and gone off is Colm Cassidy, who scored 1 point in this match. Back comes the puck out towards John McIntosh, trying to feed Gregory O'Kane. Kevin Keenan shouldering fairly and squarely, getting it down towards Gary O'Kane. Leaving it behind him, unfortunately. Owen Colgan is out there for Antrim and delivers it into a space where there's only Johnny Pilkington. And Johnny, under a little bit of pressure, sends it out towards the corner flag. Just about an inch and a half over the end line. Big Dahi Regan adding a word of encouragement there to Colm Cassidy, who's just been substituted. First ball that John Carson has caught, and then is blocked down. Johnny Pilkington into the middle, well read by Kieran Kelly. Simon Wheelahan running onto it. Good block down by Liam Richmond. Puts a little bit of pressure on the Offaly defence, and once more it's big brother Brian that comes back. Gathering it is Paul McKillen. Available is Jackie Carson. Survives the challenge, goes for the point. Again a wonderful block down by Hubert Rigney this time. Simon Wheelahan getting it out for his Brian, and the Wheelahan twins, or brothers rather, brothers I can assure you, are dominant in this Offaly defence. Another testing ball, however, for the goalkeeper. That's well saved by Stephen Byrne. To Johnny Pilkington. John Troy, it just eludes him. Kieran Kelly leaves it behind him. Gary Hannafy to John Troy, and that is gone wide. This was a testing ball for Stephen Byrne, and he saved with great confidence this time. Almost 19 minutes gone now in the second half. Joe Dooley in towards John Troy. Owen Colgan should have matters under control.
Let it go, let it go!
It hits Billy Dooley in the back of the head, and Billy still didn't know where it landed. Comes down towards Martin Hannamy, pulled on by Carson, and that's going to be no danger to anybody. Antrim now have amassed a tally of 12 wides. Referee is assistant and Stephen Byrne taking the puck out. Here it comes now. Push on Michael Dignan was rather blatant. So another free for Offaly. Wheelahan going for his fourth point. That is achieved with ease. Puck out is quickly taken to Seamus McMullen. Sending it very, very long to Carson. Falls for Ali Elliott. Gregory O'Kane is held. Still Gregory. Pucked away from him. And Offaly lift a little bit of pressure that they were under. Gary Hannafy now. Sending it low towards John Troy. Nicely gathered. A point perhaps on the way. Yes. 3 points for John Troy in this All-Ireland quarter-final. And 10 points now between them. Underneath it is Paul McKillen, All-Star in 93 rather. Comes to Stephen Byrne, and again his confidence seems to have been boosted by that ball that he saved earlier. Comes down towards John Ryan, and John Ryan can't hold on to it. Frankie McMullen gets it far as Kieran Kelly. Gregory O'Kane does well to protect himself and the ball. Simon Wheelhan is underneath it and sees it all the way. And again uses the hand pass, or indeed the short hurley pass to his brother Brian. And that's going to be a line ball. Ryan Wheelhan, in his attempts to clear there, seems to have twisted a knee. Just shaking the head there, as you can see. A little bit of discomfort. Kieran Kelly. Half blocked by Gary Hannafy. Antrim still have it, however. Malachy Malloy trying to feed Gregory O'Kane, who's battling very much alone up front. Michael Dignan for the challenge by big Jack Carson. There is trouble looming for the big man from Cushendall, for he is being booked by the referee. Sean McGuinness must be a little bit disappointed. The time he sees is that there is 22.5 minutes played now in this second half, and they need goals at this stage. Well won by Ronan Donnelly. He's fouled, pushing by Killian Farrell. It's a free out for Ronan and for Antrim. Gary O'Kane takes the free. John McIntosh just seems to block it down for Gary Hannafy to pull in it first time. Joe Dooley operating now as a centre forward, trying to feed John Troy, easily cut out by Owen Colgan. Underneath it is Paul McKillen, knocked away by Hubert Rigney. Well intercepted by Seamus McMullen. Billy Dooley coming in to challenge and attempting to hook. Knocked down by Martin Hannamy to Kevin Martin. Putting it into the space for John Troy to chase. Owen Colligan, I thought for a moment he was happy to leave it go out. Uses instead Frankie McMullen and Roland Donnelly. All three in the full back line involved in this clearance. Good hard pull by Brian Wheelahan and John McIntosh. Gary Hannafy makes a bit of space for himself. Then loops this one in and sends it over the bar for Gary Hannafy's first point of the match. One of Burr's finest. A team that won the All-Ireland Club Championship earlier this year. It's 11 points now, the difference. John Carson this time was fouled by Gary Hannafy, and that's going to be a free for Antrim. Gregory O'Kane's average is 7 points a match. He scored 5, and now he's scored his 6th. Still happy to take their points when they do get them, but it's really goals and opportunities to beat this man, Stephen Byrne, that they require. Joe Dooley with ease. Going for the point, but that is going to go wide. And most unusually in Croke Park, and indeed in Ireland over the last few weeks, the sun is beginning to shine, making it a very pleasant day at headquarters. But nobody really excited about this particular match. Antrim and Offaly producing a rather dull encounter. And plenty of wides just to make it so. 13 wides now for Antrim. They've had their opportunities, Antrim, but they have not availed of them. Offaly, without any pressure whatsoever, easily in control, as Kevin Martin has picked up a head injury, and it probably has to do with that earlier knock that he got. The referee has stopped play to allow Kevin Martin some attention. Plenty of blue and white here in the crowd as we look at the first aid men giving Kevin Martin some attention. Michael Bond now just coming in to check that Kevin Martin is okay. And that gives you an idea from our camera behind the goal at the canal end of the size of the crowd in the new Cusick stand. By no means packed, or even half capacity this afternoon. I think Kevin Martin is happy that this attention has been given to him. I think he just wants to continue on. And obviously it gives umpire and goalkeeper a chance to have a chat about the way the game has gone. Well, at the other end, Shane Elliott has a chance to enjoy the sunshine. As time will be added on, and Antrim will need goals, not points. So Kevin Martin is okay, and this free can be taken. Meanwhile, Antrim have introduced a substitute. Kieran McKiernan is in, and gone off is Liam Richmond, and that's at left corner forward, so a straight swap. Puck-out comes eventually down towards Michael Dignan. A cross over towards Billy Dooley, just took his eye off it for a second. This is John Troy. Billy has gone inside, Troy turns, and that too is gone wide. As Offaly now have a tally of 12 wides. So between them we have 25 wides. This is Kieran McKiernan that I was telling you about a moment ago from the Sarsfields club. Same club as the manager, Sean McGuinness. And free for Offaly, going to be taken at midfield. In fact, I believe that it is Jarlath Elliott that's on for Antrim. There are two number 20s available to Antrim and also on the programme. As that free is put over the bar, no, in fact, it's put wide, sent wide by Johnny Pickington. So I can confirm it's definitely Jarlath Elliott that has been introduced. Let's go down to the sideline.
Thanks indeed, Marty. Yes, some news from the Offaly bench. Kevin Martin has taken a knock, as you saw there quite a few moments ago, and he's going to be replaced in a couple of moments by Barry Whelan. The Offaly manager, Michael Bond, very happy with the play so far, and he's decided, as there's another wide goes over, another wide there, he's decided that he'll be taking out Kevin Martin as a precaution at this stage, and as you see, he's been replaced now by Barry Whelan from the Borough Club.
So we now have three Wheelahans playing in this All-Ireland quarter-final. Simon, Barry and Brian. Kevin Martin is going off, as Kieran Malooly, our sideline reporter, was saying, more precautionary than anything else. Right, Diagon, Gary O'Kane, rather Seamus McMullen it is that intercepts. Gary O'Kane was waiting for the hand pass. Simon Wheelahan pulling in a first time. John Carson's strength preventing Hubert Rigney of getting the ball. John McIntosh there. Too many Offaly players for him to cause any problems. Gary Hannafy. He's done well since introduced. John Troy gets inside Owen Colgan. There's a goal here for Offaly. Undoubtedly, here it is. Wonderful strike. And now Killian Farrell can enjoy a smile as he gets the goal in the quarter-final that was gift-wrapped by John Troy, beating Owen Colgan easily. And Antrim's challenge is now surely put to bed. Jarlath Elliott to Ali Elliott, trying to get inside, nicely nicked away by the Wheelahans to Kevin Keenahan. And Offaly have booked their ticket for the All-Ireland semi-final against Clare. Antrim with no chance now of getting back into this game. Perhaps Gary Hannafy can add on another score, hits the post, and Antrim relieve the pressure. John McIntosh trying to pump it into the corner for Ali Elliott to run onto. The ball was intended to come across to a colleague, Gregory O'Kane, but he was inaccurate and had too much strength as well. The captain of Antrim will be very disappointed with their performance today. Barry Wheelahan putting it down towards Seamus McMullen. This is Jarlath Elliott, and Simon Wheelahan gives it to Kevin Keenahan, who gives it plenty of air down towards John Troy. Owen Colgan wins this particular tussle. Gary O'Kane. Once again, it's Barry Wheelahan. That, unfortunately for Barry, is going to go wide. This goal was created by John Troy, easily beating Owen Colgan, and Killian Farrell showed composure to beat Shane Elliott for an easy goal. I don't think there was any doubt whatsoever that Offaly were the far superior side. Owen Colgan dithering a little bit. John Troy put the pressure on. Gary O'Kane trying to get it down for his Seamus McMullen. Seamus McMullen gathering the ball as Frankie McMullen left it behind him. Jarlath Elliott turns and scores a point. Good point for Jarlath Elliott from Dunloy. Referee again has stopped play because Frankie McMullen picked up an injury there as he was trying to deliver that ball to Seamus McMullen. strong bit of attention is required for the left corner back. One statistic of this is the fact that the teams are level in terms of wides. 14 wides for Antrim, 14 wides for Offaly. Let's go down to the sideline.
Yes, indeed, Marty. Kieran McCambridge will be replacing Franklin McMullen on the Antrim side, or beg your pardon, Ronan Donnelly on the Antrim side. Not a great deal of news on the sideline. Sean McGuinness has conceded. Obviously, it's a big disappointment, but it is a really seriously disappointment, he's saying, for Antrim this afternoon. They had hoped they would stay with Offaly in this game for much, much longer than this. So it's a deep disappointment, and as he says, a setback for Antrim hurling.
Ronan Donnelly going off there. This is the injury here. He seemed to just turn awkwardly as he was trying to get that ball, and you can see he was in pain. Breaking ball at midfield, Kieran Kelly. Up towards John Carson. Kevin Keenahan was the man that was confronting him. This is Paul McKillen, trying to get it in towards Gregory O'Kane. Gregory O'Kane battling with Michael Duignan. Brian Wheelahan is available. An early challenge there across the bow of Seamus McMullen results in a free for Antrim. As we now go into injury time. Seamus McMullen going to take it himself. And a goal now would put a respectable look on the scoreboard for Antrim, but nothing more. Right man has it, Gregory O'Kane. Again, looping it in and nobody able to connect. So Antrim lead the tally of wides 15-14. Gary O'Kane. He's played well at centre half back. Kieran Kelly's efforts blocked down by Gary Hannafy. Kieran Kelly still with him. And Hannafy using the left side and using the left side of the post as well and wide. Puck out quickly taken to Seamus McMullen. In the middle is Malachy Malloy. And that is aimed at John Carson, kept in. Latching onto it is Ali Elliott. Getting inside. Young Simon Wheelahan, and eventually it comes out to Bride. It's that easy for Offaly. Well won again by Gary O'Kane. Malachy Malloy. Paul McKillen. They're looking for a goal here. John Carson. And he's Big Jackie Carson, as he's known as in Pushendall, scores the goal that gives respectability to Antrim, and now it's just 9 points. In the last few minutes it looked as if Antrim would get that goal. They succeeded in doing so, but at the end of 70 minutes, Killian Farrell's goal put Offaly surely into the All-Ireland semi-final against Clare, while Michael Duignan's goal in the first half after 7 minutes set them on the road to victory. In the end, it's Offaly through to the semi-final on this scoreline, 2-18 to Antrim's 2-9. We'll be back with more action after this break.